Alrighty, gonna do a final video. Unfortunately, we didn't get to washing this one today, but I know Chris is anxious to get this to you, and want to get this out for you as well. Plus, I have a little bit of a possibility and maybe even getting it out on truck tomorrow, as long as we get approved. So, and I will get it washed. We will wash it tomorrow for sure. That's not going to do much as far as you seeing it, because it's going to show really well right now. But it's just something I like to do. Usually they get a little dirty on the travels anyway. So, but when it leaves here, it's, is what it is. So for those of you who don't know who we are, or do follow us regardless, partsbreakers.com, Jeeps Unlimited. We've been doing Jeep parts since 1984. I've been selling them personally. I own the shop since for about 18 years. This is actually my 18th year. So, and Chris, Jerry, Kevin, Ray, my wife Kira, John, and somebody else I know I'm missing. And when they watch this, they'll probably be like, how could you? No, I'm just teasing. Anyway, those are our crew here. So you'll probably talk to myself or Chris more or less, maybe Kira. We just came back from vacation. So let me real quick go through this. And this is, so if you were to buy a tub from us pre-dismantle, you probably, or you should have seen a pre-dismantle video. And we do our grading based off of those videos. In the pre-dismantle world, sometimes they get completely parted and we don't have to do pre-dismantle, and other times they, so if you've done a pre-dismantle, this one was actually ready to go, but I didn't want the guys messing with it since we didn't really have myself or Chris here messing with it while we're gone. But if you're wondering what that means, as a pre-dismantle to a final video, a final approval video is going to happen if you've done a pre-dismantle or you haven't seen what you're buying and you've signed up for something. So it doesn't necessarily lock in. If there was something that you didn't like on this one or the one we're showing you, we can definitely trade it around. But I try to get you, if it's an A or a B or a C, I've done this for a long time. I try to really make sure that you get the best of the best. This is one of my cleanest tubs I have for an early TJ tub on the yard. I thought I might have had a black one, but this black one of them is cleaner than the other, and one of them, the cleaner one, is spoken for actually one that somebody shipped us. I don't get a lot of them like this, but sometimes people do ship us because we do have the full yard, and it just takes us a ton of time because we don't do a lot of repair work. We're building a garage so we can handle a little bit more of that, but for right now. So I already did 2 videos today, and I already rambled on a lot and said I wasn't going to, so I'll try not to do that in this one. If you didn't want the red, though, we would be down to this green one here, which I'll give you a little bit of a snippet of it as well. And it's clean, too. It does have a little bit of, it has a ding on the back, or a dent on the back. I'll show you that. And then I have another green one. It's pretty much dismantled, minus the interior sitting in it. So I can't really show that one very well right now. But we have some options just in case you're not wanting, a color, if that's a big deal. If you're going to be painting it anyway, then I would say go with what we have. This one's an 02, and if I'm not mistaken, yeah, that's a later. And then I do have a red, more red color one. That one's also still got an interior sitting in it. So, and that one we hope is grade A. I haven't seen that one personally, so I don't want to tell you anything about that. I'm not really going to show that one because I haven't. But I do want to show this one. So a couple weeks ago when we get these in, I had my wife go out. And so right here it says minor damage, damage. So she knows I'm super anal. So she wanted to be extra, and so she went out and marked like scratches. And I usually don't mark scratches. I'll tell you about them in a video, but I don't usually mark them. So just because you see that, don't think this is a damaged tub. I literally was going to go through and erase it. You know what, screw it. I'll just leave it on there so you can see what she's seen. Like I said, I'll show you anyway. So damage, usually like dings, I don't usually consider damage. Dents, usually that's going to be in like a B grade. Door dings, stuff like that, small stuff you can find in A's, but the tub should be pretty much ready to use, or paint if you're going to be painting it, ready to paint, prime, you know, whatever you're going to be doing with it. As far as an A goes, a B will drop you down into something that might have some dents that would you know, warrant repair. You don't have to, but obviously warrant. And then C's, which we really don't do much of, is they're getting really hard to get in general. Is going to be major body work. Usually those get sold for crawlers and people who have body shops that are disposal or themselves are one. So, okay, so let's just start with what she wrote on here and see what she was talking about. Left and right corner dents. Okay, so I'm looking at this corner, and there are no dents. There might be, I don't even think that's a ding. So there's nothing on the left rear corner as far as a dent goes. And again, I think scratches, because even on this side, and I can tell you, and she kind of, this circle. So what they did, and this is, I guess there's a little bit here, is that bolt for that oh, what do we call it, the hinge, they probably broke this one off. And I tell the guys, if you don't, you know, wail on them, and you break, and these ones break free, which is what happened, you can spin the whole hinge and literally back them out of the bracket that sits on it. So they drilled into this one enough. They kind of got the hole a little bit there, but it won't show. It's flat. You can get the bracket back in there. You know, I wouldn't say that's any repair work there, but again, it was good that, you know, she kind of showed you that. And I think she was actually showing you the scratches, but I wouldn't show you those. But this is definitely a little there, I guess you could say. So floors are solid, roll bars, the back area of the corners, excellent. These are absolutely beautiful. The tunnel here, I always look for this. If they get real wavy, usually that means they were overloaded. This one is nice and flat like it should be, and I apologize again, it's not washed out, some leaves and stuff in it, but I'll show you. Look at the roll bar where it mounted. It's beautiful. Okay, Bear, that's what we want to see. And these are all pretty, but you can see how clean it is underneath them. Okay, so we get this kind of adobe out here, so there's no salt in any of our, we don't use it on the road, so. I need a little bit of water on that one. Be scrubbing them a while, but anyway, point is that good paint underneath them. All the sides look clean. Tunnel's in excellent shape. Rockers, side rockers, does have some scuffs on it, but again, no damage, no creases, no, you know, where they buckle, especially if they get hit in the front, which we try not to buy at all because it's a pain in the ass to fix them. This one's nice and clean there, nice clean firewall. The cowl area is nice and clean. No rust up in these areas. Okay, and then there, same thing. And then down the lower rocker. Okay, so from right here, this vantage point A, this is a high A. This is a very clean tub. It is, again, a 97-01. I already made a video today and made several others before describing the difference on what separates 97-01, why 2002 is on its own, and 03 to 06. So if you happen to have one of those other years, or you're wondering, check that out. You can find that on our published YouTube channel. So, okay. Couple things. Obviously, we'll remove everything here. We remove them, everything. Antenna comes out. Those are listed, actually. Strikers get pulled. Door strikers and rear. If you need that stuff, just let me know. Some of the stuff we have a lot of. Some of them we don't have any of. If we have a lot of them, I don't mind throwing them in. But otherwise, we usually just sell them stripped. That wiper assembly will get pulled. We do sell those. And it comes out with 3 bolts, so super easy to do. They just didn't get to everything. So let me flip it up on its side. You're going to see the sun for here in a minute. Just a second here. Again, I will get a really nice video, I will get it really clean, and if there's anything when I do the washing that I see, I'll hit you back. But when it arrives, there won't be any grime on it, and the bottom will stay clean. So this is absolutely A+. I'm not seeing anything under here. I'm gonna get up close and personal just so you see it as well. There's a little bit of mud, you know, as you can see, nothing there. That's not really big anyway. Mainly what we're looking for, a little bit of cotton in that guy, is nice clean threads. And that's what we're seeing here and here and here. And then the other thing we want to look for is the torque pockets not being messed up. This is absolutely beautiful. There's no cracking. There's no potential collapsing. No, you know, if they get hit, you'll sometimes see these jut out. These are nice and easy. You can see them, they tub the frame. You can tell the frame popped right down from it, which is the way we want them. Okay, same thing there. And then here, and this is just a little oxidized metal. They might have had something mounted, a step or something up in there, but that's, when I say oxidation, guys, and I always say it to explain it, oxidation is bare metal, hits the air, and it literally, you can call it flash rust or oxidize it. We're not talking any material. We're still talking nice and smooth. There's no surface, there's no integrity being lost in the steel and whatnot. So I always specify that, because Midwest and East Coast, I see people say it's surface rust. Well, no, usually it's in the East Coast, or Midwest, it's cancer, it's rot. It's not surface, it's not just surface, it's a hole in it. And it just cracks me up that sometimes I see that stuff described there. So I'll get that inner flare. We usually sell those separately. That'll get pulled. This one's already been pulled. I always like to show how clean the seams are. Again, this needs to be, I don't want to cut myself when I do this, but this is how clean these are. Because you'll, even on a clean tub, you'll sometimes get rust starting to appear here. And this is absolutely great shape. Up in the fender wells, excellent. This is, again, needs some attention, but boxed rear section here, absolutely beautiful. The skirting's clean. It's got a little bend out, but that's common in the yard. They get set on the ground. So okay, so clean threads, both of those, and then your last two. And there's this one floats, this one floats, so 4 of them float, and that's how they're supposed to work. And then the other ones are fixed. These are the ones that everybody misses. Okay, and if you miss them when you're taking off a good tub and you have a lift you're using, and you don't remember those, they're above your fuel tank, that's why they're easy to miss. There's, just remember 10, 11 total, 11 with the front, that's on the front clip, your radiator support. 10 on the tub side that go to your frame. This is what attaches your frame to your tub. If you miss them and you're using a lift and it's your good tub, in your case it probably won't be, because I'm assuming you're pulling your bad tub off. And we pulled exhaust shields, so if you need those, just let us know. Those ones are in pretty good shape. They don't sell that stuff anymore, and you'd be surprised at how many people call us for stuff like that. So just, keep that in mind. We do sell all these bare. We inventory most of the parts you're seeing that are still kind of left on this one. But anyway, yeah, so don't forget to pull those, because it's a really, really easy way to crush or not even crush, but kink a tub. So, okay, and that's it. Absolutely stunning, like I said, just like it should be. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, let me know. Again, this video is kind of directed at a customer. If for some reason he decides to go a different tub, he or she, Chris is the one that talked to this customer, I haven't actually talked to him myself, then it would make this tub available. If you see this online, don't assume that it's taken. And I say that because, that happens. And we don't want, we'll relist it, obviously. But sometimes that takes a few weeks to do. And a lot of times they sell before we have a chance to do that. Oh, look, my friends. These little effers. I like the honeybees, but I do not like the wasps. And these tubs, that will be gone. Don't worry, I'll make sure that it goes away. But these tubs are like havens for them. They love all the little intricate holes and everything. So I'll get getting stung when I pulled that one out. But anyway, okay. So that's it for there. I'll give you a quick shot of this guy. I'm not going to flip it up on its sides. I don't have any room to. Plus, I've already lifted like 6 of these a day. It's been a little bit since I looked at this one. I've been on vacation for a few weeks, so I'll have to see. But it definitely has a good sized ding in this. And this is what we would consider an accessible area, meaning that it's up in the top area here. Most of this can be pounded out. It starts right at the edge here. So we usually don't go down. We do give them a slightly lower A or maybe even a high B. So there's sometimes a little bit of a savings there. So if you're interested in that one and you want me to video, I'd be happy to do it. But I did want to make sure that at least the one I spent the most time on was the nicest one we have right now. So if you're see this video again and hey, that one I'm kind of interested. That's that early 97 to 01 forest green Sahara they did. And then these two are not going to be available until we figure out, because one of these is spoken for. And then I believe this green one, which is maybe clean, it's still got carpet. I hate when people have carpet. I don't even know. I mean, I like carpet, don't get me wrong, but it's all telling on how, you know, if they drained them and whatnot. So otherwise we can pull carpet in. A clean Jeep can have rust. One of these white ones is gone, so again, I'm not going to let any of these, at least for right now, and neither one of these were highs, these were low C's. I do have a nice high white tub available, or I think it's going to be pre-dismantled right now because it's still got a frame under it, but we think it's good. And we can look at that one too for you. It's not a problem. These are both late tubs. You can tell by the firewall. Again, you can look at that video. This is the only other one, I believe, this is the one I was talking about, that I think is going to end up being an A, I believe, which is like a greenish blue color, almost like an emerald or something, I guess is what they call it. Early tub. Again, there's a lot of stuff in this one, so we'd have to get it emptied. But I believe this tub is a quality one, and it's an early tub. And the sides look clean. I looked at this earlier when I did a big video, so as long as the bottom checks out, and I think it will, is what I said, our tubs are usually 9 times out of 10, they're rust free on the bottom. We know usually going into a purchase of a TJ or any Jeep for that, if we're going to find rust, because of how well we scrutinize them in the buying process. And we don't buy a lot from auction. We usually buy them off the road. So, all right, that's it. 10 minutes turned into 17 minutes. That's better than the hour I spent on the other two earlier. So 303-666-9020, partsfigures.com. So red, maroon, 9701. If you give us the green light on that one, if Chris gets this to you tonight, it'll take a little while to upload, and you give me the green light, I have a empty trailer leaving tomorrow. I don't feel rushed. You're not in any rush on our end. We obviously have 7 wonderful acres out here, and we have plenty of room. But I love to get these things. I love having orders go out within, you know, especially big stuff, because sometimes you order something online, especially off eBay or something, and it takes 3 months to get to you. And we can ship a whole big. There's guys that buy tubs on Fridays and frames too, as we sell frames, and they'll have them by Monday morning. How cool is that? So definitely a neat thing. Anyway, 303-666-9020, partsfigures.com, and thanks for taking a look. That's the red one right there, by the way. I'm not going to go too much because it's buried in the weeds, but I believe that's a good one too. But we'll have to pull that one up because they just ripped the undercarriage out from under it last week. So, all right, thank you.